you. Welcome to Cafe No Man. Welcome to our reaction to MANFRED Mann's Earth Band. We are going to react to the song Earth Hymn. Earth Hymn. And in the bracket it says circles. Let's get started with our reaction to it. This is the first time listen to this song, requested by our patron Martin. very honestly, I liked only latter half of the song. That's what I like more. When the fun part begins, and all this experimental music that was being played, and at a good pace too. So that was enjoyable. Initially, when vocals were going on, and there were things done to the vocals as well. Editing done to the voice of the vocalist as well. I did not really like it. I was on the edge of, just saying this song is bad song. I didn't connect with it, and I find it superficial. Everything that is being sung and the way it was sung. But luckily, this latter half of the song was there. That changes everything for me. So I still will say I only like half of the song. I still don't like the first half of the song. That does not change for me. If the first half wasn't there, it wouldn't matter. I like the second half of the song. It was quite progressive. It was enjoyable. It was entertaining at the same time, and it was creative. It was out of the box kind of thing, thinking and craftsmanship by the Mann's Earth band. So it was enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of meaning in the lyrics in the start of the song, but it didn't matter to me, honestly. It sounded boring.
Yeah.
The first part sounded quite boring. It was, I don't know what was happening with the vocalist.
Yeah.
Whether he was playing an instrument too, and hence his mind was elsewhere. He didn't seem to be focused on singing. And it sounded quite boring to me. I mean, first of all, we've heard so many songs in this genre that it's difficult to really, connect with songs like this when they are not naturally done. And then the second half was the one that sounded so much like Deep Purple. I mean, it reminded me so much of Deep Purple. I don't know if this may have come before Deep Purple, may have come about the same time, but it sounded like one or the other was inspired by each other. But what I was noticing when I was listening to it, I realized, I compared it with the music of Santana, with the music of Earth, Wind and Fire, and Michael Jackson. I mean, they're different genres. And I know people will say, oh, don't talk about Michael Jackson. Yeah, I shouldn't be talking about the Queen either, with how many millions of deaths were caused by her family.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but I still talk about them. The fact is that the music was flat. It was happy, it was cheerful, but it was flat. It just was so difficult to connect with and get into completely. I was forcing myself to move because it just wasn't global. It was just made for a fixed group of people, like a fixed religion, fixed countrymen. It didn't connect with me much. It possibly will connect with mainly Caucasian people, to be honest. I don't think most others would like to listen to music like that too often. But yeah, it did sound like Deep Purple, and I like Deep Purple off and on. So yeah, I mean, it was okay for me. But overall, yeah, something about this song was just off. And I'll be very honest about it. It was just off. I don't know whether it was the vocals at the start only that turned me off, or whether it was the way the music was so flat. Nothing, no real variations, no real global instruments used. It was just so, it was typically rock. And that made it quite disappointing because, when you listen to so much of rock, you expect something more every time you listen to another rock song, which is unfortunate, yeah, but that's my standard.
As time progresses and as, days pass by, I think more and more people begin to realize that American people and American musicians and American
English,
artists.
this might be English.
This may be English, okay. So most of the Western people, I would say then in that case, and I'm not being judgmental, or I'm not trying to seclude someone here.
It's an analysis and commentary.
I'm just trying to say something that is happening, and that is people are beginning to realize that when they talk about Earth's welfare and there is this Earth hymn, that is the reason why I did not connect with it at all in the beginning, because these are empty words. They just love to preach people, but they do not follow any of it. They will be the first people to throw away everything, every value, every principle. They don't have principles to begin with. The only principle is to stand by your white man. That's all. Your white brother. That's all. The blue eyes and blonde hair we have been listening to in international media these days. How they are going through distress. Yes, of course. Distress is distress for everyone, but doesn't have to be categorized by this color person or that color person. Every man's distress is distress. Doesn't have to always have blue eyes and blonde hair for us to cry for them. You know, I feel equally bad for a blue-eyed and blonde hair person as much as I feel bad about a black hair person and a black-eyed person, or you know, a darker or lighter, or in the middle of the shades.
Why do talk about the colors itself? You know?
Exactly, that's the point.
The fact that they focus throughout the history,
Exactly.
they keep focusing on colors itself is so disappointing and depressing.
So when they sing about earth and this and that, I think once your actions start going in that direction, we will watch it. We don't need music that is preaching about it. We don't need people that are trying to do activism and yet don't do anything on the ground. We don't need all those empty words. So when more and more music, when you listen to all these things, you find it irritating, because you know it's so shallow and it's so superficial that you cannot take it anymore. It's outright pretense that is happening, and there is a limit people can take fakeness from somewhere, and that fakeness has been exposed in the open. So when earth, hymn, or anything related to earth, we do not find it valuable when it is coming from wrong places.